Your coffee, I'll hand it off to you when I'm done talking to Tanya. All right, your kit has different colors than mine. When I said orange ring, it looks like we need to change it to the numbers. The third one out from the center, the third biggest one, or the second from the outside, whatever. See, mine is orange. Whatever color your third to the last ring is, that's the one you'll need to use. All right, that's I use my green ring because it's the smallest to make socks. This is one that's in process. It's so easy. I'll show you the process in a minute. But first, I'm going to have Ryan, whoops, put his coffee down. Let me throw these other rings out of the way. Put his coffee down, and I will show you how to cast on. I'm just going to use one thin thread, if I can get all my junk out of the way. I'm going to use one thin thread to just show you the process. I've got to get the height right. All right, Rye, take over the camera right here so I can show Tanya. That's it. Stay right over that beginning peg. That's the beginning peg right there. So with your chunky yarn, you'll be doing one strand. So I'm just going to use a tiny thread here that'll show up on camera. You'll have a much fatter yarn than this. This won't make a decent hat. If I was just using this size yarn, I'd use 2 or 3 strands. Well, all you have to do is make a slip knot and put it on this peg right here. This peg is just to keep it secure so it doesn't drive you crazy. Now, quit going up and down. I'll move. All right. You want to wrap this yarn around all the pegs twice. You start with the peg that's right behind your little secure it loop. All right, and then you just quickly wrap all the way around from behind to the front. Looks like clockwise. Is that clockwise, Rye?
Yeah.
Looks like you wrap your yarn clockwise. So it's called casting on. So let me cast on clockwise all the way around so I can show you the second and third step in this video. So I'm just going to quickly cast on by wrapping the pegs clockwise here. You see, I use my left hand a lot when I do this. I'm going to throw that yarn on the floor. It's fine down there. All right, let's do this. Otherwise, it'll take an hour and a half to upload the video. So do it as fast as I can. And I'll use my sock that I have in process on the little green ring to show you how some of the stitching goes. Now, you have to push the first cast on down a little bit like that so you can come around again the second time. This will be the thread that you start sewing over. You know, the first cast on is like when we make a basic chain, and then you have to come back through and sew into it. So you have to get a second thread on to have something to sew with here. So you just take your thumb, push that down all the way around. Try to go as fast as I can so we can get this. And this is something I do while I'm watching TV. It's once you get the knack of it, it's brainless. It's really easy. You just do the same thing all the way along. If you can wrap a thread around a peg, you can use these things. That's for sure. The only trick is when we go to take our work off, and I'll video it when I take off my finished sock for you. That's the only tricky part, and it's not that bad. You can learn it. All right, that's the beginning. You got to get on 2 threads, the bottom one and the top one. Now you got to kind of hold this with your hand. You see how I'm holding it? And pick up your tool. Whoops, there it is. There's the tool. It's in your box. This is vital. You just take the bottom thread and you hook it over the top thread. And once you do that, I can let go of that. So I can set the work down to answer the phone or whatever. And you do that all the way around. And once you get all the way around, picking the thread up over so that you only have 1 thread left on, you wrap it again. I'll show you with the sock because it goes faster because it's on a short loop. Once you get all the way through, you just make sure you start right by the starting peg and you just wrap it again. This is with 2 strands. I'm just wrapping again. You wrap it again, and I'm going to try to go fast here so, like I said, the video doesn't take an hour. Just wrap it again all the way through until you get the length you want. You just wrap your yarn on and you take the hook and you pick it off all the way around. So there we go. It can be a little mind-numbing. Right there at the beginning, that first stitch, you got to kind of hold that yarn, and then you can drop it, and then you can just pick up. You see my, oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting too close to you. See my multi-threads. With 2 threads, you just have to be careful not to lose one. You can mix colors if you don't have a chunky yarn. But you just do that all the way around till you get back to that starting peg. There we go. See if I can get it. You get pretty good at hooking that yarn quick when you do it hundreds of times for a sock or a hat. There we go. Come on, little yarn. Oops. Watch out. There we go. There we go. And this is actually a form of knitting. I'm no good at knitting. I need to learn, but Julie's doing it. She sent me a knitted scarf for Christmas, and she's knitting one for Doug, and she knit one for her daughter-in-law. She's picking up the knitting pretty good. She can't crochet very well, so she's doing the knitting. All right, you get back around to that starting peg, pull that last hoop off, you pick up your yarn again, and go to wrapping again until you get back around, and you do it again. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm getting close to the video, to the kid trying to videotape me again. It's because I can't see. I like to put it right up under my nose. There we go. Oops. I get to looking around and not paying attention to what I'm doing, and the yarn goes everywhere. All right, there. And right here is your marker. Here's your beginning point. You see I stopped right before that. There's a, because that one already has a wrap, and then you just start over again. Easy peasy. Just do that until you get it as long as you want, and then I'll do the how to take it off.